Welcome to the 52 Love Podcast, your show for 52 lessons in 52 weeks. Before we dive in, remember you can find the audio version of this episode, along with the rest of the series, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Radio Public. And now, here's your host, Ms. Tonya Todd.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 52 Love Podcast. 52 Love began as a blog series last year, 52 Love Lessons in 52 Weeks. This year, we are exploring each of those tips with a new guest this week on the 52 Love Podcast. This week's tip is massaging a non-sexual body part on your partner. And my guest to discuss it this week is Rodney. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much, Tonya, for having me on your show. My name is Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, author, podcast host, and speaker. I've been married 25 years. Yeah.
So he probably has some experience with some of these tips.
Yes, I do.
So tell us how your experiment with this worked. Did you bring it up to her, and how did it go for you?
Well, it was funny because when I was reading the blog, I was like, I kind of got a lot of good practice doing this. Normally, because we keep our own massage oil in the house. Mm-hmm. And so I usually, in a sweet almond is the scent, just to let you know.
Yes, it is.
Sweet
Pro
almond,
tip.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing scent. It's relaxing and everything. But I find that I start when I massage my wife's head and her neck area. Mm-hmm. That's one of the best places for her, with her being a teacher. She loves it. It just takes away all the tension. Most of the time she falls asleep. And then I've gotten pretty good at getting out knots in her back.
Yeah.
You know, you get enough massages, you start to understand the science and where they're actually hitting the points. So I've learned how to hit those right points. And actually, I've been able to not take knots out of her back to the point to where she actually will fall asleep.
So this was not a challenge for you.
Well, it's a challenge because I always try to do better every time I do it. I never want her to be disappointed since I've set the bar.
Well, you seem like one of those people who competes with yourself. Like, am I the best? Maybe, but can I do better than I did last time? Let's go for it.
That's exactly me. That's how I roll. That's how, with life, I'm competitive, and the most competitive person is the person I see in the mirror every day. I'm looking at that person. Yeah. So
did you receive any feedback about this particular massage?
Yeah. The best feedback I got was her falling asleep. Yeah. Really, honestly, when I hear a little subtle, she's not a loud snore. That's kind of me, but she's got a little subtle little snore. I was like, got you.
It's that relaxed sleep where, the breathing is relaxed and you feel at ease and you trust that you're going to be safe in that room. I mean, yes. It's a measure of trust to let someone massage you to the point where you go to sleep, because it means that you feel safe.
Yes, that is true. And another area I hit is her feet.
Is she one of those?
Yes. And I'm very good because I apply the right amount of pressure, in the certain parts of her feet. And once again, she just sits back and just smiles. So that's letting me know.
Sounds like you're very skilled in this area.
Yeah, I joked with her one time. I said, you know what? Maybe I should be a masseuse on the side. She was like, absolutely not. You're not oiling up and rubbing up anybody.
Right.
Else.
Yeah. Hey, you are too good at it. Those hands are for me, honey.
She was like, no, I'm good on that one. I was like, I can make a lot of money, She was like, no.
So when did you first start massaging her? When did this first come into play with you too?
Man, I would say when we were dating in college, because we're college sweethearts. And I've always been a very sensitive person. I'm a middle child. My mom kind of groomed me. She thought she wanted me to be the girl because I got brothers. It's all brothers. I was like, I'm not a girl. I'm sorry, but I just always been very sensitive when it comes to a woman. And so I knew that coming up that I needed to be very sensitive with whoever I'm with and make sure I'm not just trying to be, meet sexual needs because, that's beautiful, but to me, I think it's more intimate when you can please your partner in non-sexual ways. I really do. And the massages, those are the best. And she gives pretty good massages too. So we go back and forth, vice versa, you know.
Sensuality is far more important than sexuality. And, you know, the sex will come if you're doing the sensuality right.
My wife told me, she said, I'll do whatever you need if I'm getting taken care of. So, you know, like emotionally, sensual, you know, all that.
Right.
I'm feeling cared for. You're good.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So
it sounds like you don't even need my blog, but you would apply it because you're smart enough to know, you know what, maybe there's an idea out there I haven't tried.
No, I would say I need your blog because it is a good reminder. Because after 25 years, you still have to remember that everything that you did to keep the person, you need to continue doing at a better level. You don't get worse the longer you with someone, you get better.
Yeah.
And if you get worse, that's like letting yourself go, everything. I don't believe in doing that.
That's why I say to use love as a verb. You know, you want it to be an active verb. It's not something that's just sitting there. It's something that you are working on. You are loving this person actively. You're putting, you know, people don't want to say the word work because it sounds like an ugly word, but it's not. Work gets you wonderful benefits, you know?
Yeah. I like to put in work. I think it's important. and you know, I like to put in work in the ways that pleases my wife.
Right.
I really
do.
That's
that's your benefit right there is happy wife, happy life, right?
Well, yeah. Or happy spouse, happy house.
I just meant from your perspective, but that's nice. And I may steal that.
I just thought I would just throw that in there with it. You know,
right. Yeah. You know, let's be inclusive, right?
Yeah. You know, it's a new generation, new era.
Right. No, but that's wonderful. And I like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice that it worked out to rhyme just like wife and life, right?
There it is. That means it was meant to be.
That's right. So what is your favorite non-sexual body part to have massaged?
For me personally, or for me to rub my wife, massage my wife?
I would like to know both.
Okay. For me, I would say shoulders and neck. I hold all my stress just right up in this area. And I'm just usually just like wound up. And then always a good scalp massage. It just gets everything circulating up there. And before, just like I said, it's like this euphoric sense that you feel.
Right.
It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm not a big drinker. I don't get high. But if I did, I would imagine getting that scalp massage is pretty equivalent to getting high. That's what it feels like for me. It feels good. My wife, my favorite part to rub on her non-sexually, I would say it probably is the feet. Because I don't know, for some reason, I'm thinking about the fact that as a teacher, she's always on her feet. Always standing up. And I was like, you only got one pair of feet. So you only got one pair. They don't have feet transplants and stuff like that. You only got one pair. So I try to make sure that she is really taken care of. And, you know, I even try to have her soak her feet, like do a little Epsom salt soak and then get that massage after that.
Yeah, it's a level of care.
Yeah, it's important. It is.
And what about her? What is her favorite place to be rubbed and what you think is her favorite place to rub you, if you know? If I'm guessing for her to rub me. Yeah, just
okay.
Based on what you know. I know you can't really answer for her, but
I would say my neck. I really will, because I don't know, for some reason, the way I sleep, no matter what, I can always have like wake up in the morning, neck sore, whatever.
Yeah.
So I can have the pillows laid properly. You know, I try all this stuff and I still wake up and I'm like, oh, my neck. So I was like, can you just hit that, you know, real quick, whatever. And I always had the oil, but like, here you go. Got it right here. I try to make it easy to get rubbed.
Another pro tip.
Yeah. If you want the massage, make it easy to happen.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
And then what is her favorite place to be rubbed?
If I was to guess her favorite place to be rubbed, it's her upper back.
Yeah, probably from hunching over computers and stuff, huh?
Yes. And that's where I find a lot of the kinks when I work out in her. So that's where I really have to go to work. Actually, when I'm done with that, I usually am pretty sore with my hands because I put work in on the upper back. So
yeah, you earn it, right?
Yes, I earn it. I definitely do. But I would say she loves that. She doesn't have to ask me for a massage. I just give it. Like, hey, come on, sit. While we're watching TV, watching a movie, just come on, let me massage you, whatever.
Perfect time. Yeah. You're already together. You can just, enjoy your time together and get a little rub on the side. And it's just a loving experience.
Perfect. That's how I roll. That's how I roll.
So tell us about the projects that you have going on. It seems like you have a few things.
Well, hopefully with you being an actor as well, that one day we all get together and put something together. Or who knows? Because I've seen your work and I know you're very talented. So
thank you.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, I would love to work with you.
Yeah, you never know. We'll see what happens in the future, but we're putting it out there right now.
Yeah. And that's how it works sometimes, you just speak it into existence and maybe we don't know what it is yet. It hasn't hit our door, but then it's like, it's going to be, this is the thing. I bet I know someone for this,
That is the main reason why I came in with that one not fan page, but the page on Facebook, just for all of us to get together and not necessarily like worry about like with casting directors or anything, but just come together and just, hey, if you're creating something and you're in the same area with each other, try to do some work together.
Right.
Because you never know what the independent market can do, especially nowadays with so many projects being on streaming services and getting picked up. So I'll go back.
Right. And I can't tell you how many times someone will be like, do you know someone who can do this? Do you know someone who fits this kind of thing? Do you know someone familiar with this? It's not me, but hey, I do know someone and I will introduce you. And that's a wonderful place to make those connections so that you can help people find the right person for the gig.
That's what it really is about, is that the more you look out for other people, the more opportunities come your way. It really does. So I try to
and
do
it may not even be from those people, but you put it into the world,
Yeah. And to me, it's a great feeling because you and I both know how difficult our industry is.
Yeah.
And it does require a certain level of tenacity, to be able to stay in there focused, knowing your why. But to answer your question, because I know I drove all the way around the block, I'm a storyteller. I'm a storyteller.
Right. That's what we do.
I got to do the prologue, I do everything. But basically, I have a project called The Expectation that I'm actually producing. It is my first Christmas film, and we're going to shoot it in May. We had to push it back. Originally, we wanted to release it December of last year. But we shot a few scenes. COVID got really bad, so we pushed it back. Got everybody back, all the cast, director, everything's set. So we'll be shooting in May. It's going to be a lot of fun to do that. My wife is actually playing my wife. She's not an actor, but for this, I talked to the director, and I was just like, man, I think she'll be good in this one. I was like, I've always wanted to give her a chance to play my wife. And she was like, yeah, I can be your wife. I've been your wife for 20 plus years. I know how to be your wife. So,
no acting required.
No acting. It's just being her. I said, it really is just being you. Talk to me like you normally talk to me. Just don't yell at me. Now just. But,
Rodney.
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to see that part of the relationship, But so that's one film, the Expectation. And so I'm very excited about that. I had one called Incandescent Love, and it was actually shot in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And, so we have 4 more episodes to shoot. It's being submitted to various streaming networks as a full pilot. I'm the lead, and my wife is actress Patrice Fisher, who's on, it's on the show that's on Bounce. It was on Bounce. She just left the show this past fall. It's one of those shows. It's one of those dramas. She'll kill me too, but she's been on. She's been in the Austin Powers movie.
It's okay. We'll give them homework.
Yeah. Patrice, if you ever see this, I know the show, right? I know the show, so don't be holding this against her, brother. But also, she's been on Charmed, and she's been on a lot of shows. She was the lead for Zane's Sex Chronicles back in the day. It used to run on HBO. She's become a very good friend, and I like working with her. We got good chemistry, and it's kind of fun to work with somebody like that. So that we actually shot that in Vegas, and that was fun. And we'll be coming back to Vegas to finish shooting that. So those are 2 projects right now.
Hopefully soon, right?
Yeah, hopefully, we would like to get back so we can finish the pilot, because I think they're submitting 8 episodes. So yeah, and it's pretty cool. It's actually like a mob crime, like, because I'm part of a crime family.
Okay.
That has some other dark secrets. My character...
Is it an hour-long series or 30-minute series?
Each episode about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it's a long series, though, long form.
Yeah, long form, definitely. And my character is Craig Usher. And, I can talk a little bit about him. He's kind of like the nice guy of the family, doesn't really suspect a lot of things until his brother does something that really starts to turn him dark. So it gives me a chance to show some range, because I start off very nice and a little naive. Then I become a little dark. Not a little, a lot dark.
Sounds a little like Michael Corleone.
Yeah. My character is going to be very dark. And Patrice and I had to do a very tough scene, which I can't wait for everybody to see, where this is something I would never do. But Craig Usher, he did. And Howard Hewitt is in the pilot. Actor Bill Cobbs, the great actor who's one of my mentors, he actually plays my grandfather in the film and in the pilot. So I'm excited about that and really seeing all that come together. It's gonna be good stuff. And then I'm trying to think. There's a couple other things. I just had a big audition. I've auditioned for like several network TV shows in the past few weeks, but I had one big one that my agent said, be ready. They gave me a little call, be ready for. So I wish I could say the name. I can't say it.
No, you can't.
But it would be cool if this happens, in the next few days. If so, I'll send you a message saying, hey, you can put it out there. Hey, Rodney, book that.
Nice.
So that's going on with me in the film world and producing, like, within the next few months, that stuff I have going on. And then my book, I'm an author. So I released a book called Shatter the Journey through the Pieces, which is a really cool story. It's not an autobiography, but there are various principles that I've learned in my life up to this point that I was led to share. And I chose to share it. And I actually had about a mental illness about almost 10 years ago. And I shared that in the book because as a Black male, at one point it's taboo. It's like, I mean, you don't say, you're not feeling well. I experienced a lot of ups and downs in the corporate world, and it can mess with you. You start experiencing enough of it. I don't care what anybody says. When it messes with your money, it does mess with your mind.
Yeah. And no one's immune to that.
No way. But, I processed it. I went through therapy and I learned how to handle it. I was open and honest about it when I was dealing with it. So that's what I try to encourage people to do. So that's one of the things I do as a speaker. When I go speak, I talk to people about that and really confronting it and not like brushing it under until it's too late. So, yeah.
So where can people find your book?
Amazon.com. It's on paperback and Kindle. And I've actually been doing like autograph copies for people who message me after they read the book. I'll actually send them a copy where I just write a note to them just to thank them for actually, purchasing the book.
Right. And reaching out to you, right?
Yeah, it means a lot. So I love it. I tell everybody your story is someone else's breakthrough.
Yeah. I mean, you think it doesn't matter what the topic is. There is someone out there who probably needed to read it. Even if it's just something fun. It brings joy into someone's world, I mean, we need those books too.
Yes, we do. I am going to be writing a fiction book though. So
can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I can give you a preview. I produced my own film called Sleepers. It was a short film. It was a spy film. Produced it 2 years ago. And I wanted to take this character because I've always wanted to play a spy in the film. I would hashtag Black James Bond, all that stuff, because I'm just like, hey, I'm fit. I like action. I love, suspense, drama. So I produced my own film. So now, after I did the short, I want to take it to the next level now and turn it into a series of books. Use those books, then create a graphic novel, comic book, and just build on the universe. Just create my own little universe. Great.
Expand your brand, right?
That's it. So my character is Damon Jackson. really, yeah. My middle name, which I think my middle name is cooler than my first name. I saw Damon Jackson. And
Jackson,
I
will admit, when I first knew of you, I kept thinking your name was Damon. And
I go by it.
And I'm like, oh, it's Rodney Damon.
Some of my closest friends just call me Damon because I'll answer to it because I love that. And I use my full name because Rodney Collins is a common name. Especially when I stepped in the industry, I Googled it and I was like, oh, I can't have this because then IMDb could get confused.
Right, yeah.
I was like, just use my full name and it's worked. And the Jackson is my wife's maiden name.
Aww.
So it's like a tribute. Anything I do, I want to include my family. So my character is Damon Jackson. So it's pretty cool.
I like that. And you do look like a Damon. I think you can pull that off.
Thank you. See, Mom, I like to tell her, you should have just reversed it. Your parents should just reverse it. Call me Damon.
Though you said that she wanted you to be her little girl. I used to know a little girl named Rodnisha.
That would have been so bad. Oh, that would have been awful.
I thought she was gorgeous. She was a gorgeous little girl.
Yeah. But Rodnisha. Oh.
Yes.
Oh my, yeah, because my mom wanted one girl so bad that she just knew that I was the girl. And I had like all this hair when I came out and they was like, it's a boy. So, hey, sorry, Mom, couldn't do that one for you.
Yeah, I don't think she's disappointed.
I gave her a granddaughter, so hey, she got
there
a granddaughter. There you go.
I've heard they're even better than daughters,
Yes, she could play with her, and then she sent her back all the time.
Right. So. Well, thank you for being on the show and sharing your experience with us. Tell everyone where they can find you, how they can support you, and watch out for your projects.
On every social media platform, Rodney Damon Collins. Very simple. You can Google Rodney Damon Collins and all my platforms will come up. All my videos will come up. I'm very easy to find because I just want to be seen. I'm a middle child. I have middle child syndrome. I want to be seen.
Speaking of that, you have a podcast too. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Dang, yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, my podcast is entitled The Produce Your Own Life Podcast, which you're going to be a guest on next Tuesday. And so be ready for my email that'll be coming in the next day, briefing you on some stuff. But it's all about you taking personal ownership of your life, personal accountability for things you want to see happen in your life. So that's what I really do with my podcast. I empower people. I want people to stop playing the victim, stop saying, well, this isn't happening because they didn't do this or they didn't do that. No, that person in the mirror is responsible for making it happen. If people ain't on your team, fine. Let them go.
Get a better team.
Yeah. Cut them and keep it moving. And learn not to take stuff personal. Learn that people are in your life for 3 reasons. Reason, season, lifetime. Everybody ain't around for the ride.
That's nice.
Yep. That's it.
Well, thank you again for being on the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. If you like what you see and hear, please subscribe, like, and share. And just remember to treat love like a verb. See you next time.